They are the Utah Hockey Club no more. Welcome to the Locked on Utah Mammoth show. Robyn and I with the reveal, the breakdown, the full logo and colors, jerseys, everything coming up right now.
You are Locked on Utah Hockey Club, your daily podcast on the Utah Hockey Club, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
That's right. They are now the Utah Mammoth. How cool is that? Robyn, we have a name. We have a logo. We have jerseys. We have so much more that we're going to show folks today. I'm so excited. This is going to be a great show. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and making us your first listen each and every single day when it comes to the Utah Hockey Club. This might be the biggest show we've ever done.
I think so. I think everyone's excited, right? Now there's an identity. This really goes back to, I think it's close to around this time last year when we launched the then called Locked On NHL in Utah show. The name has, of course, changed over the course of the last year. But around that time, I think my very first episode, I did hey, let's break down the names. Let's do that. And I talked about the importance in these first couple of episodes that I did of developing an identity, because you want people to latch on to something. You want some excitement to happen. But we knew it wasn't going to happen in year one. But here we are going into year two. The identity is now out there. The Utah Mammoth. I think it feels good to say it finally, officially.
Yes, absolutely. And so in this episode, we're going to break down all the nuances in this logo and the subtleties that are in it. We're excited. We have the full kit to show you. So everything, jerseys, pants, socks, helmets, all that. We have the alternative marks we're going to show you. We're going to go through all of that and show you the complete breakdown of everything that was released today with the full media kit. And they are now your Utah Mammoth. Robyn, up front, I think we should tell people that means our social media handles have changed as well.
Yeah, our social media plans have changed. If you are following us on Twitter, or X is as it's called nowadays by most people, or by some people, I should say, it is now at Locked On Mammoth, and it's changing over the course of the of everything else. Our YouTube is at Locked On UT Mammoth. We will be again updating more as it goes. As you can tell, our graphics on this show, if you are watching on YouTube, hasn't changed yet. Just letting everyone know that is coming. I have reached out to our graphics department, and they are working on it as we speak.
They absolutely are, and a lot of folks psyched in the comments as well here, as are we, quite honestly. I mean, it's exciting now to have everything. And you know what, Robyn? We have been saying tusks up for a while, right? We've had that in the social. So I think we're going with this now for the
tusks up.
Got to get the little bit of curl, but we're there we go. Tusks up. That's going to be the thing for the UHC. It's not too far removed from this, but got to get the curl in there. I like it. We're going tusks up. All right. So, Robyn, I want to dive right in and take a look. First of all, let's look at the main logo, because there is a lot of nuance and a lot of interesting design features in here. So, Robyn, if you want to take us through that, I've got it up there on the screen. Let's go ahead and point some things out.
Yeah, it's a really I think it's a really good design. It's interesting, Tom, because I think what the Utah Hockey Club did is they kind of built off of what was supposed to be their Yeti logo, but kind of changed it so it kind of fit the whole mammoth look. And they kind of put a couple of Easter eggs in there. Maybe you don't look close enough. Maybe you do. Maybe we're finding out now if you're watching this show. But I absolutely love to see it. I love to see the first of all, I think the biggest one, Tom, is the Utah State outline in on the ear of this mammoth.
It's kind of cool because not only is it, so those are the Wasatch Mountains up top, but so it's a little bit the indent on the head, but then you really notice it on the ear, especially the white part. The cutout is the state of Utah there. And within that cutout of the ear of the state of Utah is, Robyn, the first of two M's that we were able to find within this logo for Mammoth, which I think is another awesome little Easter egg that they put right there in that, just the ear alone. Already we're talking about some fun design.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I feel like that's like, I think that's the cool thing about it. Right. And you can find out some of those Easter eggs and put those in there without making it look absolutely insane, where there's like so many things happening. Right. There's
Right.
like, there have been teams out there, sports teams, not just hockey teams, but sports teams who want to try to put in quote subtleties in there, but then it looks like they put too much into one logo.
Yeah, and I do want to say I think they did avoid overkill, which I'm very happy with for them. And Robyn, the second M is kind of sideways, to the left of the eye. If you see, once again, there's an M in there, and everything kind of resembles also in its own way mountain peaks. So they carry the design of the mountains, they carry that state outline look, and they also carry that M theme through. So I think they did a really nice job of continuity on their theme here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, I mean, that's what they've been going for, right? I mean, they have the, I mean, they're keeping, of course, the color scheme. We already knew that, right? It's the mountain blue. We still see that, you know, the icy white and the rock black. It's all in there.
There is a lot, and by the way, so this is funny. Cody in the comments said, "Careful with that hand gesture. It means BS in ASL." Okay, we'll have to come up with something else, Robyn.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll go to Plan B. It's fine.
Yeah.
I think it is pretty cool the way they did that and kind of put everything in there. And now, so the other thing too is the U in the tusk shape. And I didn't, at first, I actually didn't realize it curved up enough to be a U, but as I'm looking at it a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, yes. Okay, so you got the Utah, the U in there. You got the state of Utah in there. You got a couple of M's. And obviously, you've got the woolly mammoth in there. And of course, there were woolly mammoth remains found in the state of Utah, which is where the tie-in comes from that. Robyn, I am disappointed. This is not a Yeti wearing a cowboy hat and a bandana riding a mammoth. But
I know, right?
It's as close as we could come to my dream logo. But I really think they did an outstanding job with this, and they showcased all three colors fairly equally. And for teams with three colors, which has been the trend I'd say in the last 10 years or so of logo design, is to simplify those colors. I also like the way they used in equal parts the blue, the black, and the white.
Absolutely. And and you're right. It's making sure they put all those together and seeing all that. And I really think, yeah, the ownership, the organization hit a home run here in figuring out and all that. Not just this main logo and everything else too, as we go ahead and get ready to break that stuff down in a little bit as well.
Yes, we're going to show you. As a matter of fact, up next, we've got a detailed look at the jerseys. So stay tuned. That is coming right up on the other side of the break here on the Locked On Mammoth podcast. And today's show is brought to you in part by Wonderful Pistachios. Are you looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Well, crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. Okay, you guys know I'm an O-Shells person. It's the perfect grab and go snack for busy days, snacking at my desk on the road trip. And I've been doing a lot of traveling lately. I'm actually coming to you live from my parents' house, where I am vacationing this week and helping them out. So you know what? Pistachios are great to have in the car, and you're just on the go. I always keep the little travel packs in my bag. They're fantastic. And I like the fact that I don't have to crack the shells when I'm on the go. I could just toss them in and off you go. Look, they do have the classic in shell if that's your jam, though. So don't miss out on that. Get snacking and get cracking with a snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. All right, Tom Callahan, Robyn Leaño here with you on the Locked On Mammoth podcast. Very excited. Utah Mammoth, the new team.
I love the sound of that.
I do. It's Robyn, not that Utah Hockey Club didn't have an identity, but now you have an identity, right? I mean, this feels more like
it goes
a
back
team.
to what I said when I first took the helm of this podcast and said there needs to be identity because we can all rally behind that. We can all say, hey, we are all this, right? And just having an actual, a true name, something you can stand behind. And not that Hockey Club wasn't, right? But we all knew it was temporary. So it was kind of like, we don't want to hold on to it too long. But we now know the permanent name is Mammoth. So we're like, oh, let's embrace this till we die.
So fired up. So fired up. All right. So what we're going to do first here, we're going to show you guys a close-up look at the jerseys, both home and road. Then we're going to show you the full kit, which includes socks, pants, skates, helmets, and what that combo is going to look like. Then we're going to get into the secondary logos, the shoulder patches, the word marks. I know some of you are speculating on what a third blue jersey could look like. Stay tuned, because we've got some ideas with these third marks. But first and foremost, let's take a look at these new jerseys. So the first thing we notice with the darks is the primary logo front and center, and on the whites, that is a slightly different font, Robyn. It's stylized a little bit more, and I actually kind of like it a little bit better than the current font. It feels a little more modern.
It does it does look a little bit that way. And I kind of also feel like it fits the theme. It kind of seems like it matches the logo, right? The font feels like it matches the logo.
Yes.
It's a weird way to say it, but I mean, like, I don't know. I think it might be some of the very old, even though it's been a while, the old graphic design mind in me. I used to learn one of the things that I was learning a lot while I was learning graphic design for a little bit, Tom, was typography, and how much typography kind of ties in with logos and everything like that. And then fonts really do matter.
Oh, yes. The right font choice can absolutely make or break what a project looks like. So that's a little design cue for you. I don't care what you do in life. Pick the right font. The font does matter. But it is
Wait,
a little
Tom, you mean to tell me that Comic Sans is the wrong choice?
Well, not if you need. I mean, Comic Sans has its place in the world, right? So, I mean, it's not.
It's a graphic designer's joke.
Oh my God, it is a joke. Comic Sans. Good Lord. Okay, so a couple other things I want to point out here. Striping on the elbows is different on both jerseys. So
yes,
it is the three stripes are actually broken up on the dark jersey, whereas on the light jersey, they run together. There's no spacing between them. The waist stripes are also broken up on the home jersey. They are not on the road jersey. So it's a little bit of a different continuity of striping. I think actually both choices are pretty fitting. And the road white carries the main logo on both shoulders, whereas the home dark carries the secondary logo, which we're going to look at a little bit more closely here with the state of Utah and the Utah font, plus a hockey stick on it. I always think it's so tough to design a hockey stick. So I give him credit for having the cookies to go ahead and try to put a hockey stick on a logo. It's hard to do.
Oh yeah, it very much is. And try to and make it look good, right? I mean, you can throw a hockey stick in there and anywhere and all and think and be like, okay, we did our job, but no, it has to look
good. Cody said Mammoth Sans.
There we go.
Mammoth Sans. Love it. Absolutely. Okay, so I love, and everybody's fired up. They're talking about what they want to see in a blue jersey with maybe the tusk for the U being on there. So we're going to get to those tertiary logos here, secondary logos in just a moment. But the other thing I want to look at right now is the full kit. So within the context of the uniforms themselves, here's what the kit will look like. Everything will be black as far as the pants go, obviously the skates. The socks carry through the striping details from both arms, which I think is cool. The gloves, though, look at the difference in the gloves. All black gloves with the white stitching for the black uniform. And then for the road whites, you actually have white cuffs on the black gloves. I think that's kind of a sharp detail.
That is, and I think that when seeing it live, I think it will actually look really really clean there. And I will also say this too. One of the things that's really cool, and Cody actually pointed this out too, adding a little bit of that white accent, just a little bit around that collar right there. I think that adds a little bit of clean amount too.
Yes, absolutely. And it is a little bit different font as you look at the numbers. The numbers are a little different. The Utah is different. So that's the look they're going to have this year. And I think that, again, I think it's all in the details. I love the little details of this, but it really is. It's a modern look. It's got an edge to it, but it is still, number one, readable. As a broadcaster, that's the first thing I look at is, can I read the name and number on the back? But also, Robyn, I think that it's unique to the Utah Hockey Club. That's not really a look I see any other team in the league sporting right now.
Right. And it's interesting, right? I think there are teams out there who try to go really flashy, really bright, really crazy. And honestly, I really applaud Utah for doing what they did with, first of all, the logo, but two, by keeping it clean, keeping it simple, nothing overly complicated in these jerseys as well, right? Because they easily could have gotten ahead of themselves.
Yes, they could have, and they did not. And I absolutely love it. So great job with those as well. Keep dropping your comments in there. We're reading the comments. We're looking forward to those. We are going to take one more quick break here in the show. When we come back, we're going to reveal what the hashtag looks like, the new social media hashtag, and we're going to take a look at those secondary logos for you as well. So stay tuned. Back with more in just a moment on the Locked On Utah Hockey Club podcast.
An award-winning mattress can change your life. I speak from experience. It happened to me. After years of uncomfortable sleeps, I recently switched to Bear Mattress, and the results were instant. Bear Mattress is designed with a focus on recovery, cooling, and pressure relief to upgrade your sleep and improve your overall quality of life. I used to deal with night sweats, but Bear's best-in-class cooling ensures optimal temperature regulation, which prevents overheating and helps me stay comfortable all night long. Bear offers a wide variety of mattresses, but to get the right one for you, take their sleep quiz that matches you to your perfect mattress based on body type and sleep preferences. Go to bearmattress.com and use promo code LOCKEDONNHL at checkout to get 40% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. You have to use my promo code on the very last page of checkout to get this discount. That's bearmattress.com. Use my promo code LOCKEDONNHL to get 40% off site-wide. Bearmattress.com, promo code LOCKEDONNHL.
All right, back here on the Locked On Mammoth podcast, Robyn, what's the over-under? Hey, what's the over-under on how many times Tom is going to still call him the Utah Hockey Club?
Hey, remember how many times, Tom, when we first started doing this show, I kept accidentally saying the Locked On Coyote show. It definitely took me a while, and I think it will still take us a little bit.
What my fault is here. Let me give you guys a peek inside the curtain here real quick. So the way I do the out cue is I'm looking. So in our streaming software, we have stuff on the right where our graphics and our lists and all that stuff are. So we know what's coming up next. And then of course we have the rundown on the right side that's visible to you, the audience. Below that is the name of the show. Well, for me to always make sure in my early days that I didn't blow the name of the show, I literally read it off that square. And so I defaulted to that going into the last break because I've been reading the square for so long. It's a habit I'm going to have to break. So Locked On Mammoth. All right, there we go. I do love the alternate use of the U. We're talking about it. By the way, one detail that I did not point out that they did point out in the comments as well. Canyon pointed it out. The established 2024 in the collar of both jerseys. I saw it in the dark jersey, but I really had to zoom in on the white jersey. It is there. The way that collar's rolled down, you can't see it, but it is there.
You can see it. Yeah. You got to look close enough, but you can see it.
Yeah. So established 2024. So they do have that on those jerseys as well. Okay. Let's take a look at the secondary and tertiary logos and marks for the Utah Hockey Club. This is the U I think a lot of you guys are talking about with the Tusks and imagining your blue jersey as something having that U on it. So we see the main logo up top. Robyn, I do like the use of the U with the Tusk in the word Utah that they have presented here. I think that's pretty cool.
This secondary set, to me, I am in love with it, Tom. I love it so much. And I think it works. I feel like that the Tusk out there kind of goes into the whole hashtag Tusk Up, moniker that we're really embracing here. And just, and it's unique. It really is unique.
Yeah. It looks great. It really does. And I like that the colors are simple is the other thing. I think I appreciate this. And we don't talk about that enough. The color scheme is so simple, but it's very elegant. It's clean. It's a good combination. Honestly, if they replaced black with navy blue, I wouldn't complain about that either. But black, white, and ice blue is just fine with me. So I understand why they said rock, black, salt, white, and the ice blue. I get it. But it all looks great to me. It looks very clean. And I love that U. I think that's going to be great. It is not appearing on any of the uniforms, by the way. So that does leave itself open for the introduction of a third jersey, perhaps in the blue. That U does not appear on those. So the shoulder patch on the dark home jersey is the state of Utah graphic.
It does appear in the pants, though.
It does. It is on the thigh of the pants. But as far as the actual jersey itself, I mean, so for fans wanting to wear it, that's kind of a unique way that they'll be able to do that. Now I'm sure they're going to have hats and hoodies and t-shirts.
And I can actually see closely enough, if you can see the full mark Utah with the Tusk U is also in the helmets.
Right. And I wish we could blow this up better than we can, but yes, that does appear on the helmets as well. So that's why I think it's kind of cool they left this avenue open for a jersey. I think it's gonna be really neat. So, and again, down there in the lower right, you see the state of Utah with the font and the hockey stick on it. That's the shoulder patch right now on the dark jersey. So they do leave themselves open, Robyn, to use that U with the Tusk in a future third jersey. And I think that's probably the direction they'll head.
And it would be the direction they'll head. And people have said, hey, use it the light blue. I feel like there would have to be some tweaking in the coloring, though, because I like the light blue as the outline here in the U. So you have to figure out how to make it work, right? How to add that level of contrast.
I think the outline has to become on a blue jersey. Maybe the outline becomes black. And then maybe the U becomes, well, I don't know. That would take some tweaking. We'd have to figure that. That would
maybe at that point the Tusk turns blue, and then black with white.
Because you could do a white outline of the U.
You could.
On a blue jersey, but then you just live with the fact that the outline of the Tusk remains white. That's not the worst thing in the world.
I love how that, honestly, I love also, I'm still reading the comments. Now we're getting this speculating mascot names. So I think we'll get to that eventually, but I love it already. So, Canyon, with your suggestion of Manny, that's hilarious. Hilarious.
Clubber's awesome.
Clubber's amazing. I mean, I think we should. Clubber's fantastic.
Yeah, because that's a nice nod to the inaugural season. Jim doesn't like Clubber. He's like, no Clubber, please.
It's like, no, it's like you guys are crazy.
Yeah. And also, I think they did nicely on the word marks there. They're clean. They're legible. Again, this is just design criticism from Robyn and I, who like a nice clean design. We like that. So I think they did a very good job here, Robyn. And then the last thing we want to show you is the hashtag Tusks Up. There it is.
Tusks Up.
That is what it's going to look like on social media. So when you're using it on Twitter, when you're using it on Blue Sky, when it appears Tusks Up, and then you get the little logo after it, that is now the official team hashtag for posting with on social media. So you'll know you're doing it right when it shows up like this in your post.
Absolutely right. I'm so glad that we got at that. And I will say this, Tom, like our show has had the hashtag Tuss Up in our Twitter bio for the last 4 months.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. We have had it there. And I'll just put the main jersey look back up. I know we've got some new folks joining us. Feel free to chime in the comments with what you think. But there's a look again at the jerseys. Woolly is another one people seem to like. I would like Woolly for a Mammoth.
Woolly would be cool. Woolly would be cool. I mean, it's a simple one. I think it would be easy for the kids to get behind, right?
And then, of course, you've got to imagine if his name is Woolly, his theme song is absolutely Woolly Bully by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
There you go.
There's no way it's not, right? And then he's going to do the dance. I think it's awesome. So many tie-ins. So,
yeah.
There's a lot of things we could do. We could even name him Tusk. I mean,
there you go.
So
name him Tusk. There you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of fun to be had with this. But so, Robyn, overall, your assessment at the end of the day, no, I mean, this is the worst kept secret in the NHL what this team was going to be called.
Right. We talked about that, right?
Yeah. But now that it's here and we actually see it, what do you think?
I'm happy. I'm happy with how it went. I think the logo looks great. They did a really well done. I mean, all of them look great. I think it all looks good. Feel like it's kind of just matches up perfectly with kind of how I kind of envisioned, how I would have hoped this team would have looked without looking too crazy. And now I can get all excited, not just for hashtag Tuss Up, as we actually figure out maybe a better hand gesture.
Yeah, we're gonna
workshop it, right? We're gonna workshop it. So be sure to stay tuned into the Locked On Mammoth show. We will we'll keep workshopping something that works, and then what if we're seeing everybody do it at Delta Center, we know we had a huge part in that. That's one. But two, Tom, another thing that I think I'm really excited for is for the official rivalry, the Battle of the Ice Age between the Utah Mammoth and the Nashville Predators.
Oh, I know. That was pointed out earlier too. That's going to be real interesting.
Prehistoric Ice Age creatures, a woolly mammoth versus a saber-toothed tiger.
I'm rooting for the Mammoth. I think the Mammoth.
Oh, yeah. Mammoth has it.
Yeah. Robyn, I do want to let people know, and actually a couple of folks have already been to Delta Center. A limited selection of first-run Utah Mammoth merch is on sale now at Delta Center in the team store. Inside Delta Center, it includes T-shirts, hats, and hoodies. Now, if you want to be among the first to purchase a Utah Mammoth home jersey, I'm going to drop a link in the comments for you right now where you can go in. This is your link to get in line for a home jersey. So if you're watching the podcast right now, you can click on that link, jump in and order. By the way, starting next week, which is May 14th, items will be available for purchase at nhlshop.com. So if you're not in the area right now, you're going to have to wait till the 14th. So, and then they are going to announce a series of merch drops coming up and community events across the state. The first one is going to be May 17th at the ice rinks at the SLC Sports Complex in Salt Lake City. So again, that's going to be May 17th at the ice rinks at the SLC Sports Complex in Salt Lake City. But jump on that link if you want to pre-order a jersey. Robyn, I think this is everything we came here to see and do. And at the end of the day, I think we can pronounce it pretty good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The only thing that will make it better is if the team sends us some Tuss Up gear, because we were among the first to it again for that hashtag Tuss Up.
I have no problem repping the merch. Yeah,
right.
No, absolutely.
Send us the stuff.
Fire it off. We're ready for it. So
we're ready.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. Keep firing in those comments, mascot name, logo, third jersey ideas, everything. You can always reach out to us on social. Again, Robyn, give us what the new social handles are now.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find us on X at LockedOnMammoth. That is Locked On Mammoth on Twitter. It is still being updated everywhere else. And so just be on the lookout. It will probably be similarly. We'll try to keep it across the board around the same thing. Once again, at Locked On Mammoth. I personally will still be at Robyn_Leaño.
And you can find me at Tom Talks on Blue Sky. We're also going to be changing the Blue Sky. And I'm at Callahan on air on Twitter. Robyn is at Robyn Ice Time on Blue Sky. So, but reach out to, I'm more on the Blue Sky side. Robyn is more on the Twitter side. So that's pretty much the divide of what you got there. But you know what? We're looking forward to having a great time with this. We thank you all for being here, being a part of this. And Robyn, I don't know if we're going to get a break this week. It's just news after news after news. It's a great week, though. It's a fun week to be a Utah hockey fan.
It is such a fun week to be a Utah Hockey Club fan. I mean, like, hey, the NHL playoffs are going on, but you know what? We're all in on the Utah Mammoth. Got the 4th overall draft pick from the lottery. Just a great time. This is an amazing offseason already.
Absolutely. And it's only going to get better as we get towards the draft and free agency. So, all right, everybody. Tusks up. Thanks for being a part of the Locked On Mammoth podcast.